What's the most bizarre experience you've had on public transport? I was 24 and taking this overnight train from Munich to Prague for work. My boss needed me to deliver some documents to our office there, and the company booked me the cheapest ticket possible, shared sleeper cabin. I didn't care. I'd sleep through anything. I got on around midnight with my dark blue carry-on. Inside was my laptop and a folder full of contracts that absolutely could not get lost. The cabin had two other guys. One was this older dude, maybe 50, already knocked out and snoring like a chainsaw. The other was younger, probably my age, just scrolling through his phone with headphones in. I threw my bag on the rack above my bunk, nodded at phone guy, and crashed. The train rocked me to sleep in like 10 minutes. Around 2 in the morning, I woke up to shuffling sounds. You know that feeling when something's off but you can't place it? I opened my eyes and saw the younger guy wasn't in his bunk anymore. The older man was still snoring. I looked up at the luggage rack and my heart just stopped. My bag was gone. In its place was a different blue suitcase. Similar color but bigger, with no tags or stickers. I sat up fast, trying to stay quiet. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe I put it somewhere else. But no, that wasn't my bag. I shook the older guy's shoulder. Nothing. I shook harder. He didn't even twitch. It was like he was drugged or something. I started panicking. I jumped down and ran into the corridor looking both ways. Empty. Just the sound of the train and some lady coughing a few cabins down. I went back in and stared at that suitcase. My hands were shaking. I had to know if there was a name tag inside or something. I pulled it down and unzipped it. No clothes, no toiletries, just a false bottom with foam padding. I lifted the foam and my stomach dropped. Stacks of cash. Like serious cash. Euros bundled with rubber bands. And underneath that was this small black device that looked like a GPS tracker or something. I zipped it shut so fast I almost caught my finger. I was screwed. If border police searched me with this thing, I had zero explanation. Zero. They'd think I was smuggling money or worse. I thought about pulling the emergency brake, but then what? What if whoever owned this bag was on the train? What if they came looking for it? I sat there sweating for like 20 minutes, just staring at that suitcase. The older guy was still out cold. I checked my phone. No signal. We were in the middle of nowhere. Then the train started slowing down. We pulled into this tiny station at the Czech border. I looked out the window and saw two men in dark jackets walking along the platform. They weren't in uniform, but they had that look. You know, like undercover cops or something worse. They boarded. I heard doors opening and closing down the corridor. My heart was pounding so hard I thought I'd pass out. I grabbed the suitcase and shoved it under the seat, then slipped into the bathroom and locked the door. Through the thin walls, I heard them enter our cabin. They were asking the older man questions in German. He was finally awake, sounding confused. One of them said something about checking luggage. I heard zippers opening. I looked around the bathroom. It was tiny. There was a small window above the toilet, the kind that opens for ventilation. The train started moving again, slowly pulling away from the station. I didn't think. I just climbed onto the toilet, forced the window open wider, and squeezed through. I barely fit. My jacket caught on the latch and ripped. I landed hard on gravel next to the tracks, rolling my ankle. Pain shot up my leg, but I didn't stop. I crawled behind this big freight container and just hid there, breathing hard, watching the train disappear into the darkness. I sat there for maybe an hour. My ankle was swelling up. My phone still had no signal. Finally, I limped to the main road and flagged down a truck driver who drove me to the nearest town. At a sketchy hotel, I paid cash for a room and called my boss from the front desk phone. I told him everything. He went silent for like 30 seconds, then told me to stay put and not talk to anyone. The company sent someone to pick me up the next morning. Turns out the police had been running a huge operation that night. They'd been tracking a smuggling ring using passenger trains to move cash across borders. My boss's contact in Prague confirmed it. They caught a few people, but the main guys got away. I never got my bag back. My laptop, the contracts, all gone. The company had to redo everything, but at least I wasn't sitting in a Czech prison trying to explain a suitcase full of dirty money.